What's up, guys? It's the morning time. You know, everybody's trying to make that money. I'm living downtown. That's what it is, guys. Get used to it. In my videos, go check out my other ones. If you haven't, like, comment, and subscribe, yo. Today's topic we're going to talk about, it's going to be a little longer video. We're going to talk about the days in the week. Understand what that means, okay? The days in the week, okay? And time, okay? People don't want to talk about, I got chips or some, you know what I'm saying? I got chips or some in my mind right now. Because I want you, I mean, when I say that, I mean I got some information for y'all. Because I told y'all the brain is a computer. So I got some chips in my mind right now. I just downloaded some new information. And this information I had for a minute, but I haven't talked about it in a minute. I need you to understand, guys, that things are always coming to you. It's whether or not you want to receive them or not. Things are always coming to you. Thoughts, images, whether you think about school, whether you think about money, whatever you think about anything, you always have thoughts coming to you. So I need you to recognize that, hey, I'm not the only one that's giving you thoughts. I'm not going to be the only one that can give you information. You have access to the same information I'm accessing. I'm not talking about all of it coming from school, or coming from a teacher, coming from a blackboard or a whiteboard. I'm talking about literally going outside and gathering information from what you can observe. Because truly and truly, that is the ruler of all information. What you can see. Go check my video, words or images. Now let's get into this right now. Time. I want you to understand that time is a fabrication of human thought. We created time to condense, experience, and record what's happening in every given moment. Time is a piece of technology. At one point, there are beings that are walking around. They didn't check their watch, you know what I'm saying? Didn't check what's going on. Didn't follow the times. We're in 1994. We didn't give a fuck about that. You know why? Because at the end of the day is this. Don't mind my swearing. The end of the day is this. We understood that it's not about keeping time. It's about being in the moment. Now let me explain a little bit of history on what time is. Okay? For a while, the world in the ancient times, we followed what we call the lunar time, the lunar clock, which was literally just the moon, the cycles of the moon, because the moon has a consistent cycle of getting darker to brighter. You know, the full moon to the new moon effect that happens every 14 days. Understand that we use that as our compass to understand time. Now, why did we do that? We did that because it's way more consistent, first and foremost. It's way more consistent than the sun. The sun is always shining, okay? But during the Roman times, there was a Roman Empire ruler, Caesars, that realized, yo, if I can get people to follow my new way of time, then I can truly control the world. If people are on my time, then I can control when people get up, when people go to work, when people do what they gotta do. So he turned the lunar cycle into the solar cycle, which is the 12 o'clock on your watch, which is the month blank from 1 a.m. to the next 1 a.m. the 12 24-hour clock. Okay, he created that because he realized if I can control time, I can control the people. In the Roman times, you know how that empire was. They were in rulership for quite a good time because they had mad control over their people, whether it be for combining religions and creating one so all the different places that they took over can fall under their bracket and feel like they're part of something. I wouldn't even say it's the first liberal, you know, society, because they had a lot of different things that liberals are trying to do right now. End of the day is this is not about politics, but it's about following the times. Understand the relevance in what I'm bringing you guys now. Now I want you to understand that the Greeks have a hand in this too. And remember, the Greeks and Romans, I mean, they started to really work together when it comes to implementing how they deal with their society. So you need to understand that history repeats itself, and history, let's say, if you know a little about history, you know what the hell they're trying to do right now and what they're doing. Mind you, the Greeks, these people were sick in multiple ways. They did a lot of bestiality, a lot of pedophilia. These people had different celebrations every year. Speaking of one, Valentine's Day, February 14th, it was actually a pedophilic holiday. The shape of the heart is actually representative of a little boy's butt. And there's so much stuff that you guys need to go research before you start celebrating these holidays. Holiday itself is actually not even something, if you knew what it meant, you might not want to be doing no holidays. I'm just letting you know, but I'm saying, hey, I'm not trying to ruin you guys' life here, but this is Brain Unleashed. I want to free you from the programming, whatever they put into your mind, thinking you're doing something good, thinking you're doing something just for the family, thinking you're just spreading love. But if you know the origins of where these things came from, you might even be like, you know what, I ain't gonna do this no more, yo. I ain't gonna be just doing this no more. Go do your research. Research the Greeks, man. They create a lot of these crazy stuff. But the point is, one of the things that I want to relate to this when it comes to time is that they started to create what? Days of the week. Now today is Monday, right? So Monday represents the moon, because they started worshiping these planets and even giving days in the week to describe them. Because before I get into the 7-day in the week calendar, understand that there's been multiple types of calendars. There's been 12-day weeks, 5-day weeks. Mind you, people just started making up what they want to organize their day of life. Now, I told you in my video, Words or Images, that it's important to understand that. It's very important to understand that words, whoever create the words, and you start using those words, you are now channeling that person's energy. You're now thinking like that person and not thinking like yourself. That's why you gotta understand all things that you say so that you can use it towards your energy and not be used by the energy. Because at the end of the day, me even speaking English, I'm being technically possessed or being used by the person who created English. And I don't want to be programmed. I don't want to be controlled. I want to be in control. Back to the days of the week. So they created the days of the week. The first one is Monday. It's the moon day, the day of the moon. It's a day that they use for rituals. Every day of the week that you did different rituals. I'm not just talking about blood sacrifices or all that crazy stuff. I'm talking about rituals. They would do certain things on certain days in the week that they have labeled for themselves. Has to be of some sort of sense towards that planet or that thing that is up in the space. So Monday, day of the moon, the day of reflection, because the day of the moon, guess what? The moon reflects information. It also harvests your energy. The same way they say that the water gets pulled in by the moon during the different cycles and pushed back is because guess what? It takes energy from us. The same way that the sun is being absorbed by the moon, meaning we're able to see the sun and the moon because the moon is reflecting the sun, which means guess what? The moon is absorbing the light of the sun. So it not only is absorbing light, because I told you guys light is information. Hey, guess what? We have information too. So guess what? They would use the moon, some people do, use the moon to manifest. This is why you have to understand the moon has a 30-day cycle, right? Back and forth. Why do you think they have a 30-day challenge? A 9-day challenge, which is accumulated of 30 days. Every 30 days, guys, try to do this because they understand. People that do understand is that guess what? The moon and every other planet affects you down here because guess what? All those planets created this body. It's just a body. You a soul. The same way that the sun and the moon and all the planets created the different, things down here that we can see like plants, animals. All of these things are created by stardust. Stardust accumulates and creates what? A physical form. So when it comes to understanding, if you're in a body, I told you, watch my video, we're in a body, you understand that all these things affect us, just like all the things inside us affect us. That's why my lungs, my heart, all these things create different types of cells, and all those cells live in me. So don't you think that that's what the big-ass planet is doing too? Don't mind my screen. Understand this, guys. So Monday is the day of reflection, okay? The day of reflection. It also represents the day of the moon, when they used to worship the moon. Now let's get into the next one. Tuesday. Tuesday is a day of Mars. Understand that. It's a day of Mars. Most wars, most fights. Now Mars represents war. Okay, you know what I'm saying? The god of war. War. You have all these different names, different symbolism, different characters to represent different planets. And they also worship these planets on certain days. So they worship Mars on Tuesday. Understand that. So Tuesday, Mars is all about engineering. It's all about the mind. Okay? So understand that Tuesday, it's all about strategy. It's all about, you know what I'm saying, fighting for what you want. It's all about trying to stay, you know, if you use it on the higher frequency, it's about fighting for your dreams. It's about fighting for your ideas. At the end of the day, that's what wars are. You got different colonies or countries that have a certain legislation of law and ideas and ideals, and they enforce it onto other people. That's what war is about. It's about, yo, we live like this, so we're gonna make sure that you live like this too. And live in a certain way is a different type of mentality. So I need you guys to understand, I ain't playing with y'all. I'm gonna expose this stuff to you guys, and you need to understand that this stuff was just made up. Some random people came together and said, oh, Lord, looked in the sky and saw different planets, and then they started worshiping these planets, and next thing you know, they started giving them days, what we call a day, giving them times. The people would literally follow continuously till this time. Now moving next, we're going to talk about Wednesday. Wednesday is the day of Mercury. Okay, they designated Mercury on Wednesday because Wednesday, which Mercury is involved in, represents communication. So during Wednesdays, you're supposed to use the best of your ability to communicate. Communicate with people. If you have some ideas, you want to run it by some people. You want to spread it. You want to market it on a Wednesday, because that's what they use Wednesday for. Because Mercury is used for that. If you just want to communicate your ideas and get a straight head on what you want to do, Wednesday is a good day, as they say, to put together your thoughts, so that you can deliver your thoughts to somebody for them to understand you. So Wednesday is the best day to go talk to people about the ideas that you want to share. Understand, once again, somebody made this shit up. Made it up. They just, oh, I'm going to name this today. I'm going to call this a day. I'm going to call this day this. Understand that. Understand that. They made this up. So you can make that up too, to be honest. I mean, will other people follow you? Hey, if you're on your own journey, who cares, right? But at the end of the day, I just want to let you know, everybody here who's following this timeline is now stuck under the person who created this timeline, which technically means they're in power over you. And aren't they? Oh, it's the day of the week. We gotta go to work. Oh, it's 9 o'clock. I gotta start work. If we didn't know 9 o'clock, we didn't know what day was it, we wouldn't be doing none of this. It's meant to create society and function in a certain way. And it's been functioning like this for a good time. But at the end of the day, it's made up. It's not even the right time. We don't. The sun and the moon don't even care about us calling it 12 o'clock. It don't matter, because right now it might be dark here, but over there it's still light. You understand? It's always light and dark. In fact, there's always light. The sun doesn't disappear. Once again, I get into another video. Let's get into the next day of the week. Understand this. Thursday represents, of course, no doubt on me, Jupiter. Okay, so Thursday's all about business. Okay, Thursday's about expanding, because Jupiter's the biggest planet, right? As they say. So it's all about expanding your ideas. It's all about spreading them, putting them out there and making them big. You know, not signing contracts yet, but it's about getting your idea and really taking it to the next level. Say you have some plans. It's about taking everything you have and making the bigger picture, seeing the bigger picture. Also, some people say that Jupiter, because people used to worship during the Jupiter's time. Remember, every planet has an influence on this planet during different times. But this is like, they don't have major effects every 2 days, 3 days, but they always affect us. But sometimes there's different eras, different ages, different times when different planets are closer to this planet. So it affects it differently. So at one point during the Roman times and stuff, they used to worship Zeus, right? Zeus is Jupiter. Jupiter's blank, you know what I'm saying? It used to be a sign of good luck. They used to worship this planet deeply. So they gave it a day in the week. They made up days, they made up weeks, and they labeled what each day was. Now Thursday is Jupiter. Understand that? Thursday is Jupiter. Okay, so if you want to go do some business, go do it on Thursday, because you most likely will have the best luck from what they say to receive what you're asking for, like a loan, for instance, or something like that. So if you talk to the bank on Wednesday, blah, 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 during the new moon cycle, when you're manifesting, and then on Thursday, you go and receive that loan. Now move forward. We get to Friday. Friday is the day of Venus. Understand, Venus is the planet of beauty. It's the planet of sex. It's the planet of love. Remember, Mars is sex too, but Venus is all about love and sex. You know what I'm saying? Passion is there, yo. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about that beautiful stuff. It's also about good luck. Depends on I'll get into that in a second, how it affects you differently, because I told you our bodies are made from stardust. So all the planets around us are shedding. You think we just shed, you think I just shed that skin and my organs shed, whatever it may be, and I just release it out my waste. So do the planets. The planets are huge, so they have giant waste of deteriorated elements, or even releasing stardust through what we call a shedding effect onto the planet, and we call it stardust. So understand, Venus, guess what? It's all about meeting your lover. Okay, it represents Libra and Taurus. So it's all about beautiful things. It's all about tasting things. So understand this. There's a reason why they have set up that clubbing and partying and going out having fun is Fridays. There's a reason for that. It's not by accident. Why they don't do it on a Wednesday? Hey, no, why they don't do it on a Monday? They have it set up on Fridays because Fridays represent Venus, relationships, how you feel, how you love, and you go out there to go find love and really feel the sensual natures of the five senses, and that's what Venus is all about. So if you want to go out and have fun, understand that there's a reason why it's on Fridays. It's not by accident. The whole society is built off these timelines that they created. So let's get into the next thing. Saturday. Now Saturday, oh shucks, man. Saturday is a crazy day, yo. Saturday is a crazy day because Saturday is all about what? Saturn. You guys get it, right? You guys get it. Also Satan and Chronos, but without getting into that, that's another day. Understand that, yes, there's the deities that they do worship, and most of them are demonic. And this is what I'm trying to tell you. It's a very Satanist put together weekend day. But once again, we follow this stuff under the spell of other people's languages. You gotta spell out languages, right? And they explain these things deeply in their own little, clubs, and how they put this all together. It wasn't by accident. Okay, they got you guys under a spell, and that's why we're always communing the most during the week and following the electrical patterns. Remember, we're made of electricity. This right here, this road, is a giant circuit, and we are the electrical fulfilling and charging up their businesses to create energy, which is what we call currency. Our current, anyways, and continue moving forward. Saturday, guess what? Saturday is all about making contracts. That's what I'm telling you. Satan making contracts with the devil, right? Saturn has a ring on it, okay? Understand that's all about a contract. So it's all about solidifying contracts or removing yourself from them. So Saturday, you're going to reflect what you've done throughout the week and what you want to continue doing and what you're going to pledge to yourself and what you're going to stop doing and what you're going to remove yourself from doing. So Saturday is a very important day because you get to relax and rest and really observe what you have chosen, what you have decided to follow down. Now moving forward, let's get into Sunday. Sunday is a crazy day. Because Sunday is the day of the sun, right? So all new information is coming in. As I told you, that's my video. The sun is important. I just posted that. Go like and share and comment. Understand it's deep. The sun brings information here consistently. Every time the star does, every time planet dust falls down into here, micro organisms that are coming down here. Because I'm telling you, not everything that's intelligent is huge. Look at our little cells. Look what they're doing for us to keep us alive. They're so small. Don't you understand that they're intelligent beings that are traveling through the waters above, that are landing into the sphere? And the sun, as I told you, energizes and programs them for this environment. And we embrace it, whether it be through intake of molecules, whether it be through intake of molecules, or whether it be through intake of ideas of molecules, because ideas and thoughts are molecules too. Light is a molecule, which is information that you can download. And so the sun is the day of you go outside and you embrace new ideas. Don't you understand why they have you so busy during the week? Then on Saturday, you just want to relax. You don't even want to go over what you did. You don't want to even go over your contracts that you made with yourself and other people, whether it be large or big. They don't want you to be so tired that Sunday you can't even take in new ideas, you just want to sleep. It got you so messed up that you can't even connect with the proper rhythm of the planet. Mind you, all these other people in lodges and other these places, they be taking these days very seriously because they've created an energy force around these days. That if somebody didn't follow these things, they call him a nomad. They call him someone, oh, he's an outcast, he ain't following. And they've labeled all types of people that move out of their time frame, that don't follow the things that they follow, a name or something to brand them as something that isn't. But at the end of the day is this. They just want us to follow their reality. Because when you form a timeline, you create a reality. And that reality is not in your control. I need you to understand that. I need you to understand that this is Brain Unleashed. I'm here to expose and release you from any type of spells or shackles that are on you. Now I want you to know how the world is run, so that way you understand how to move through it or you move out of it. So you understand where I'm coming from now. That is the days of the week, guys. And that is just the basics. Don't take your time to research the depths of why they worship these planets. Now mind you, these planets, which I should talk about in another video, but these planets, just like our bodies, each person has a personality. Planets have personalities too. Oh, you think because I have 1 billion cells in me, if I were to zoom into one myself, it might have a way how it flows, how it picks up molecules, how it communicates chemicals. But if you spam out, it don't know that I have my own feelings. It just know that it's being affected by me. You don't even know that your billions of cells are hoping for you to take care of them. Just like some of us, we hoping God take care of us. Your cells think you God. Your cells communicate and have life. End of the day is this: set your cells free. You see what I'm saying? Set your cells free. Don't make them under the construct of other people. Understand where you are. Understand that this is a giant ass spell. They got you in a spell. Break loose. They made this up. You can make this up too. You can call this, call that. It don't matter. It don't matter. It's all made up. I need you to understand that the power of thought, the power of your brain, the power of what you can create, because they've done it. And you can do it too. Brain Unleashed.